Good Thursday morning, Central Texas. Thank you so very much for joining us here on KVUE Daybreak Plus. It is 7:05 on July 31st.
The last day of the month. And you know what? It's been a pretty good July.
Oh, it
Weather-wise for,
I
take away, obviously, the devastation early in the month. The temperatures this month have been pretty reasonable, right, Casey?
I mean, almost every single day has been cooler than average, except for what we've seen recently. We've now added on a couple more above average days. We'll be adding those on today. And also tomorrow as we kick off the month of August. Here we go. Last day of July is upon us, and we're starting to see that sky brighten up nicely. Our sunrise is at 6:49 this morning. And this is what we hit yesterday, 101 degrees out at Camp Mabry. That makes for now the second day of triple digits in a row. Of course, our first one was on Tuesday. We hit 100 out across the airport too. Our average high was at 98 degrees. That average high today bumps up to 99 degrees as today officially kicks off what is on average the hottest time out of the year here in Central Texas. And right on cue, Mother Nature has been bringing us the heat. Temperatures out the door, not quite as cool as this time yesterday where, remember that, we had some of us in the 50s out across the hill country. 60s though still nevertheless for Llano, Mason, and Fredericksburg. We've got 76 degrees in Georgetown. San Marcos also making their way into the 60s, lower 70s out across the coastal plains. The reason why we're not quite as cool this morning is thanks to the fact that we're slowly starting to see that humidity ramp up, and that is going to be the trend here as we head into the next few days into the upcoming weekend. It won't be quite as dry of a heat today, still tolerable. However, today is kind of the transition day away from what's been this dry heat for the past couple days into what's going to be a more humid heat that we especially will start to feel beginning tomorrow and into the weekend. Today, dry enough to still reach into the triple digits. We'll be climbing to around 102 degrees for this afternoon. I think today is likely going to be the toughest day of heat out of the week. 102 degrees, and with that humidity slowly starting to bump up, we'll also see a little bit of a heat index. That heat index could rise to 104, 105 degrees by this afternoon. Could see an isolated shower for far eastern zones. Most of us dry with just a partly sunny sky for today. And again, that high of 102 degrees. We've got another day of triple digit heat on the way for tomorrow, but some changes with our rain chances for tomorrow as well. I'll be breaking that down and have a look at your weekend forecast coming up.
Oh, because when that humidity starts going up is when those feels like temperatures get into a not very comfy spot. It's going to start feeling a lot more sticky out there. It is 7:07 though, and look at this beautiful sunrise. Also, I don't know if y'all saw the sun set last night. It was wonderful. And we've got another beautiful one right here. And it was kind of a hectic start to the commute, but I'm very happy to say things are clearing out a little bit. But we definitely do still have some slowdowns out there. Earlier this morning, we had the car fire out in Kyle that was impacting southbound travel on I-35. That is no longer a concern, which is wonderful because, sometimes those closures can last for ages. So happy they got that cleared out. Our crash in Creedmoor also got cleared out. So looking good if you're hopping on 45 here or FM 1327, should not have an issue getting around. We had an incident a little bit earlier on 183 on the service road here at Anderson Mill. That has also cleared out. And my incident south of Hutto is looking a lot better as well. So we can work with this. I think yesterday was a whole lot worse in my mind. But, there still has been a lot of car trouble. We've had some fires. So everyone just be real careful and kind of ease into the commute there.
Good advice as always, Hannah. Thank you for that. And how about this happening today? State lawmakers head to Kerr County today. They will listen to testimony regarding the deadly July 4th flooding in the Hill Country. Still a lot of questions about how state and local entities responded to flood warnings on that day back in the early month of July. KVUE's Michael Courier joins us now in the newsroom. Michael, what can we expect from today's hearing?
Brian, good morning. We can expect hours of testimony for today. Now, state lawmakers are saying that these hearings, it is not to second guess local officials or place blame on anyone when it comes to this tragedy. They're hoping to learn exactly what happened and learn lessons so a tragedy like this doesn't happen again. Now, State Emergency Management Chief Nim Kidd said that in a previous testimony, we can do better. That was a theme throughout last week's hearing. Much of the focus has been on communication issues between counties and agencies. Some lawmakers questioned the decision to not evacuate people before the floods in Kerr County. Kidd says local officials are in the best position to make that decision, but it depends on the specific intensity and location of the rainfall and how flood patterns develop.
What we have to have is adequate radar systems that understand the weather threats that we're dealing with, the ability to communicate that to our citizens and our local officials and our responders in real time with adequate warning time, if it even exists ahead of time.
Kerr County officials did not testify last Wednesday. Lawmakers say they did not want to pull them away from their work. However, a number of them were in the audience for that hearing. We do expect to hear from them today in Kerrville for today's hearing, and we also have a KVUE crew there that will provide the very latest information. For now, reporting from the newsroom, Michael Courier, KVUE News.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. Taking a live look now at our state capitol on this Thursday morning. In just a few hours, U.S. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries will join Texas Democrats in opposition to the new proposed congressional maps drawn for the state of Texas. Take a look at the statewide maps here. Very little detail to notice from the maps at this angle, but opponents say it targets Democratic members of Congress in the Austin, Dallas, Houston metros, as well as in South Texas, in order to flip some congressional seats from Democrat to Republican. There's a closer look at the Austin area and San Antonio area. Under the new maps, the districts of two Congress members representing the Austin area, Lloyd Doggett and Greg Casar, would be combined into one district. Neither lawmaker would say whether they'd run against the other if those maps are adopted. Instead, they told us they're committed to helping stop the maps' approval.
In this case, if we break quorum and if there's filibusters, we can galvanize not just Democratic and progressive support, but there's many Republican members of Congress who privately are against these maps, but just haven't found the backbone to come out and say it.
KVUE requested interviews with the Republicans leading the House and Senate redistricting committees and the lawmaker who shared the draft maps. They were either unavailable or we never heard back. The Texas House will hold a public hearing on the proposed map on Friday. The Senate has moved another step forward on a bill to ban THC in Texas. Senators initially passed Senate Bill 5 that would ban consumable hemp products containing THC, the compound in cannabis that can get people high. KVUE's Allison Martinez joins us live in the studio this morning to help us more understand what this bill would and wouldn't impact. Hi, Allison.
Ryan, this is similar to the bill Governor Greg Abbott vetoed last month. Senate Bill 5 does not impact CBD or CBG products, hemp farming, or the Texas Compassionate Use Program, which allows doctors to prescribe THC for certain conditions.
Regulation is decriminalization. Whether you admit it or not, the practicality of enforcement effectively does decriminalize.
Supporters of the ban say psychosis and other negative health impacts are linked to some THC products. Opponents say other legal drugs are far more dangerous.
I'm in agreement with getting this stuff out of gas stations. I'm in so much in agreement, but I wish we could get to a place where we don't pull the rug out from people who are not using things that are more dangerous from the combination of narcotics and alcohol is more dangerous than them using hemp-based THC.
The Senate will have to take one more vote on the bill before it's sent to the House for consideration. In the studio, Allison Martinez, KVUE News.
All right, Allison, thank you. Today, Austin City Council will discuss whether to put a property tax increase on the ballot this November. Still a big question on how much more people in Austin should pay. City leaders say the city needs more money to maintain programs and services. Councilmember Mike Siegel says the federal government has cut tens of millions of dollars in federal funding, and the state's made it harder for the city to raise revenue. Under state law, a tax rate election is required if city leaders want to raise property taxes more than 3.5%, leaving it up to voters to decide.
So we're looking at, frankly, raising taxes on the average homeowner $200 or a little bit more every year. And this would enable us to make sure our parks are well maintained, our pools stay open, that we can fix roads, have safe routes to schools, help people who are experiencing homelessness.
That budget meeting is set for 9 a.m. Meantime, city leaders are working to pay back public money used on lunches, upgraded flights, and other expenses. That's according to our senior reporter Tony Plahetsky and his partners at the Austin American-Statesman. City Manager T.C. Brodnax expensed about 150 lunches during his first year on the job, according to their reporting. costing more than $3,000. A review of food and travel records also revealed thousands of dollars in total in charges for business class flights, high-end dinners, even retirement parties. These charges likely violate the city's internal rules and ethics guidelines. T.C. Broadnax has said he would repay the city for his solo meals, but did not acknowledge a policy violation. Boomtown is KVUE's series tracking rapid growth happening really all across Central Texas. Crews are demolishing a long-abandoned strip mall in East Austin. A local real estate group wants to turn the structure near 183 and MLK into something new. It was meant, of course, to be a strip mall, but previous developers ran out of money and it's been sitting unfinished for years. With this part of East Austin quickly growing, the new group wants to make the most of this location.
Because everybody should have a place to shop, a place to go, a place to congregate. Everyone should have a great place like that. And for too long, this area has just been abandoned and not taken care of. And so, you know, this development means a lot to me, and I hope it'll mean a lot to the community.
Construction on the new project expected to begin in the first half of next year. You know, back to school season is here, and Austin Community College taking steps to guarantee food security for its students for the upcoming school year. The new River Bat Bites food pantry will expand to all ACC campuses. This will allow current students to access free food whenever they need it. According to school leaders, ACC student care centers saw about 46,000 visits just last year.
They have a lot on their plate, whether it's transportation, life, housing, just lots of different challenges that they face. So us being able to provide food for them is extremely important, and it's just one less thing that they have to worry about.
ACC leaders plan for these pantries to be open to staff on August the 18th and ready for students on the first day of classes. That's coming up on August 25th.
Here it comes, and as the countdown to the new school year begins, one back-to-school essential is more important than ever: a dependable laptop. With fluctuating tech prices and uncertainty over tariffs, Consumer Reports shares some top picks and insider advice on scoring the best laptop for any budget.
Whether you're heading to high school or college, the right laptop can make your school year, and timing your purchase can save you hundreds.
We tell folks that if they have the money now, to buy the laptop now, because there is a very good chance that prices could rise pretty dramatically.
For bigger budgets, the latest 15-inch Apple MacBook Air ranks near the top of Consumer Reports laptop ratings for performance and reliability. To score one for less, choose a smaller model or one that's a few years old. Prefer a PC with Windows? This lightweight LG Gram offers great portability and battery life. And if you're looking to save a few bucks,
maybe you find one that's a year or two older, which is still going to be a very good laptop. You could probably find that for less than the current year model.
Want the latest tech? The HP OmniBook Ultra is a powerful AI PC designed to run AI apps on the laptop instead of online. It's pricey, but there are ways to save.
Generally speaking, don't just buy it from the first store that happens to have it. Take your time, give it a couple days and shop around at different stores, and it's very likely you'll be able to find a better price somewhere else.
If you want to get the biggest bang for a small budget, this lightweight Lenovo Chromebook weighs next to nothing and delivers 19 hours of battery life. Another smart option, refurbished laptops sold directly from Apple, Dell, HP, and other trusted brands. They go through full inspections and often include a 1-year warranty.
And don't forget, student discounts can make a big difference. Apple, Dell, HP, and even Best Buy all offer student pricing, sometimes with extra perks like gift cards or accessories. And a reminder, KVUE needs your help. We really want to make sure these kids are set up for success. We have our ongoing school supply drive, and you have that nifty little QR code with that little T-Rex in the middle there. And you can donate today and help these wonderful children make sure they are ready to go. The United Way will distribute the money raised to help the kids in need. Being a teenager in Texas foster care can be challenging, going through high school without that parental support, which is really why passions and hobbies are so important. And for this teen boy, he's actually rekindling an interest he once had as a little kid. He likes to know how things work. Okay, make it sing. Here we go.
Spoke too soon.
And he came to the right place for it.
Right, so you got to destroy the food sprite. So to do that, you got to grab a destroy block, which is in sprites.
This is 16-year-old Caden, a high schooler in Texas foster care, getting ready to go into a sophomore year. The two of us met up at Code Ninjas in North Austin for a day of coding and robotics.
Oh, shoot.
A big thank you to the owner, Chris Wells, for showing Caden how to code and even be able to create his own video game. Caden says growing up, he loved playing with Legos, robotics, all kinds of things when he was a kid. But then when he got into foster care, he stopped and forgot what he learned.
But someone's going to have to teach me again because I got to get it jogged, like jog its memory and get it to going back in my head to where I can say, hey, because I still know how to work the wires.
You figured it out. See, you still got it. The smiley teen says his friendships mean a lot to him, and he's hopeful he can find a forever family to help him navigate high school.
Everything, as long as everything goes smooth and I actually find a family, that'll be terrific.
But he says during the waiting, some days can be hard.
I do get sad here and there, but I just need someone to talk to sometimes, that's all.
Someone to talk to, simple enough. And, he's interested in joining his high school's robotics team, his favorite subject, math and science. Code Ninjas has locations all over Texas. It's really cool. They do summer camps, after-school programs, and to learn more about Caden, you can look for this story on KVUE.com. And thanks again for joining us here on KVUE Plus. We're going to do a quick little traffic weather shindig, and then we'll be right back.
Shindig, I like that. Let's call it that from now on.
The words are going out the window. We'll be right back. A good Thursday morning to you, Central Texas. I hope we are doing all right. We are wrapping up the month of July, which is just craziness. And I'll tell you what, things started off pretty hectic on the roadways. A little bit earlier this morning, we had a vehicle fire in Kyle, and that was a full closure on I-35 for those southbound lanes. Looking a lot better now, and things are clearing out there, but still minor slowdowns heading out that way. If you were traveling southbound, your Chuck Nash Loop, kind of that Yarrington area, heading towards San Marcos, south of Kyle. We also had a crash at the Creedmoor area. That is cleared up, but now looks like we've got a new incident just west of 183 approaching that South Austin terminal. There's just always something going on there now. And we do still have an incident on 183, that service road, northbound at Anderson Mill Road. Whoa, okay, Casey, I'm tossing it over to you. What's happening?
It's Thursday. We're getting close to the weekend, almost there. And man, we've been working our way through some tough heat today. Another day of triple digits ahead. 60s out across the hill country. Cooler start there. Lower 70s elsewhere. We don't have the kind of 50s that we had at least in the hill country yesterday morning. As we're starting to see that humidity creep up ever so slightly, we're going to trend away from what's been this drier heat into a more humid heat for the next few days to take us into the weekend. Today, hot and humidity still tolerable, but look at that high, 102 degrees. It is going to be a tough day of heat ahead, and because we are starting to see that humidity make a slow comeback, our heat index is back. We'll be feeling like 104 degrees by this afternoon with those winds back out of the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour later on today. Tomorrow, tacking on another day of triple digits to kick off the month of August. Humidity on the rise, storm chances on the rise with some spotty storms returning for tomorrow afternoon. We'll continue with some isolated showers and storms as we lose the triple-digit heat for Saturday and Sunday, though our heat index still going to be up to around 105 to 106 degrees for the weekend. So a humid heat for the weekend ahead, and then we're drier as we head into your Tuesday and Wednesday next week.
How's it going? Welcome back to Daybreak Plus. Dallas Cowboys at training camp in California. Things are getting a bit chippy on the practice field these days. Short tempers and short fuses leading to some conflicts. After 3 shoving matches, new head coach Brian Schottenheimer yelled yesterday, "Everybody on the line." And if you've ever played football, you know exactly what that means. It's time to run. The team ran a lot as punishment for all the skirmishes. Camp's only a few days old, but fights have already cut several practices short. Here's what one star thinks about the punishment.
It's been a while, but I feel like that was really necessary. I honestly like what he's doing because we need discipline. We need to be able to go through that line. You know what I'm saying? We need to have that availability towards the team and then that aggressiveness at the same time. So shout out Shotty for that.
I love how they call their coach Shotty. NFL preseason for the Cowboys begins August the 9th against the Rams. Believe it or not, there's actually a game tonight, the Hall of Fame game. Who is it? The Chargers and the Lions, I think?
So.
How about that? We got football tonight, and from now until February, we'll have
is healing.
games galore. I'm ready for some football, I'll tell you what.
I am, but I'm kind of messy. I want to know what they were shoving about. Do you think that was something that serious, or do you think it was just silliness?
You never know.
I think it's silly. I think at this time of the year, everybody's hot. Everybody's irritated.
Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much.
It doesn't take much to just lose it.
You're hitting the same people every day. You're pounding helmets with the same dudes.
But it just started. Come on now. Yeah.
Pull it together.
Pull it together. Come on. I'm looking for. I think this is their year.
Okay.
I think this is the Cowboys' year.
Let's wearing your little cowboy blue tie.
He is. That is a beautiful blue.
You're like,
That's
we're
right.
saying goodbye to July, hello to August, finally heading into football season.
Now you're talking.
Exciting stuff.
Are you ready to go to your first UT football game?
I am. Yeah, I've got to see it.
Yeah, we got to do it.
Great. It's
Got to
great.
go out and see that, do some tailgating too.
Oh, yeah.
Best time of year. It's a hot time of year, though. In fact, today is now the hottest, start of the hottest days that we've had, on average, the hottest time out of the year for beginning today and through August 14th. We're kicking it off here, and Mother Nature has been bringing us the heat. We've had now 2 days in a row of these triple-digit high temperatures. We've had 5 days so far this year of triple-digit high temperatures, 2 of those being in May, now 3 days in July, and we'll be tacking on yet another likely here as we head into the last little bit of July, and also I'm expecting that for tomorrow, too, as we kick off the month of August. 60s out across the hill country. We've got 68 for Mason, 64 for Llano, middle 70s out across Georgetown and Austin, low 70s out across the coastal plains. As we take a look at what we can expect for today's highs, we are climbing back to around 102 degrees today. So yesterday we were at 101 for Camp Mabry, the day before 100 degrees. Today I think should be the toughest day of heat out of the week, where several areas likely breaking back into the triple digits up and down the I-35 corridor and out across the coastal plains today. The thing with today is it's going to be transition from what has been this drier heat. We got that very comfortable morning yesterday where we had some 50s up towards the hill country, a low of 70 for Camp Mabry. That's the coolest we've seen since mid-June. But as we see that humidity creep back up and transition into more of a humid heat, it's going to be feeling more and more kind of sticky here, and we'll see that heat index also back on the rise. The humidity, though, making for what will be a comeback of a rain and thunderstorm chances beginning as soon as tomorrow. I'll be breaking down the full timing of that coming up in just a bit.
Here comes back the humidity. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get involved with the morning commute. We've had kind of a little bit of everything today, and that has been the name of the game. I think everyone just knows like school's starting up again, and so all that activity is starting to slowly but surely ramp back up. We've got some new additions though, so let's get involved here. We've got a little bit of that stop and go, that South Austin terminal near Burleson. There's just always something kind of developing. And in this Colton area, we've got an incident right off of Finial Drive and Hillock Terrace, and that's not too far from that FM 812 area as well. Let's go ahead and visit Mentopolis. Good morning, Mentopolis. We've got some slowdowns northbound on 183 there, and then it looks like we also have a different incident off Alleyton Drive, and it's actually not too far from where that crash was just recently. This has kind of been a little troubling stretch here, but if you've got an early morning flight, you saw the temperatures and said, yeah, I'm good, well, you shouldn't have an issue getting there right now as far as the roads are concerned. But, you know, we've just had a lot of growth across the area, so good rule of thumb, get there early. And that was just kind of what I always did growing up. My family, my dad would haul us out there hours extra early. And I think you're the same way, Brian, aren't you?
Get there early. Early bird gets the worm, a wise person once said, right? Mm-hmm. Get there early. I'm excited about this. This weekend, a new documentary series will debut. It explores the 33-year-old cold case in Austin. You've heard about this, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. The first episode of HBO's miniseries about the yogurt shop murders airs on HBO on Sunday night. In 1991, Amy Ayers and Jennifer Harbison, Sarah Harbison, and Eliza Thomas were killed in a North Austin yogurt shop.
That's right, and the case remains unsolved. KVUE's Jenny Lee spoke with the documentary's director about what they found while making this series.
Well, these cold cases have led to several projects. What did you discover during your research that stood out to you? Anything new?
I mean, the thing that really drew me to want to make the project was looking at the archival footage from like the early 90s in Austin. I didn't live there. I didn't live in Austin then. And it was so evocative of like a time and place in Austin that's so different than now. Right. And I think I was just really taken by the footage. And there was so much footage around the yogurt shop murders and also just of Austin back then that I was really taken with that.
Yeah, and there were so many twists and turns, you know, confessions, yes. Convictions. Yes. Yet today, yes. Margaret, no one is doing time for these murders. So what are your thoughts about this? How can your docuseries maybe perhaps change that?
Well, there's two things, really. One is that when series like this come out, people often come forward. I mean, people write me on Instagram all the time, tips, or people reach out to me through friends. So I think that that's one way I think Crime Stoppers is like, if you have a tip, you should call them kind of thing. I know the cold case unit is still, it's an active investigation. So that's one thing. And also like DNA technology is progressing so rapidly. I'm really hopeful there as well.
You talked to family members too, right?
Yes, yes.
And what did they have to say? Because there have been so many stories done about their girls. What was their reaction when you approached them?
Well, I mean, for me, the part that was sort of what really made this really worthwhile to me to make the series. Because, I mean, I knew this was like one of the craziest crimes in Texas history, like unsolved murders. I knew that going in. I have a lot of friends who are reporters, and they were like, if you want to do true crime, you should do that. And so I was interested in it because I saw the archival footage and I knew, and I'd heard the rumors in Austin, you know, people talk about it. So I knew it was something that people were completely obsessed with. But then when I met the families, that was sort of what changed everything for me, because I just felt their pain that was still so present. And I just was like, oh my gosh, I cannot mess this up. Like, and I got more interested in like, how do people deal with unresolved grief? Like it's so different for different people. And I really learned a lot from the families.
Right. There's no closure for these families. No. Did they tell you how much hope they have that the killers will be brought to justice with this docuseries?
Well, that's what's so interesting is I think that different people have different feelings about that. And that's something we explore is some people that's really important to them. And some people after 34 years, it's less so. They get closure. Well, closure's again, the wrong word, but they learn to live with it in different ways. Yeah. So I would say that it's just different. Grief is different for everybody. It was a big takeaway for me and something I really learned from the families.
The 4-part series premieres on HBO Sunday night. We've posted our full interview with director Margaret Brown on our streaming app, KVUE+, and download on your TV as you are watching us right now, Brian.
It's going to be interesting to see that. I've watched everything available of that horrible crime that happened just down the street from us here in North Austin, in fact. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Construction might just put a wrench in your commute next week. Today, Cap Metro leaders announcing rail service will be suspended between Plaza Saltillo and downtown on Monday because of ongoing construction happening at the convention center. Cap Metro will run a shuttle now to replace the rail during that closure. They expect the rail line to be back up and running as early as Tuesday. The Downtown Austin Alliance launching a new app meant to make exploring downtown a little easier. It's the XOXO app. People can view public art maps, check event calendars, book parking, even get construction updates, which you know there's a little construction happening in downtown. The app also has a photo scavenger hunt where you can take pictures of participating businesses and submit them to win prizes like gift cards, downtown staycation packages, and more. Just download the app by texting ATX to the number right there on your screen. If you can't see it, let me tell you what it is. 512-890-3099.
There you go. Finding parking downtown was already an obstacle, and now you almost just end up angry and you say, you know what, yeah, I'm going back home. JCPenney just sold 119 stores to new owners to help try to turn the company around. So 2 Austin area locations are on the list. South Park Meadows on I-35 and Lakeline Mall in Cedar Park. The company says shoppers won't see big changes right now, but new investors are really hoping that this deal will keep those stores open and competitive. And American Eagle is sparking a debate with its newest ad. Actress Sydney Sweeney is the star of the new ad campaign. The part that some people have a problem with comes at the end of the ad.
I'm not gonna. Sydney Sweeney has very keen.
You see what I did there, right?
It's so cringe.
What?
Oh, the whole thing's a mess. Okay, it plays on the words genes related to genetics instead of the pants.
Gotcha.
And, and it's sparking a debate about Western beauty standards and American culture. Some critics say it's a nod to eugenics, a discredited theory that humanity could be improved through selective breeding. It's a mess, Brian, this whole thing. But other people say that social media is reading too much into the campaign message. Advertising experts say the social media backlash is part of the point, which is interesting. They say the goal for the ad is to cut through the noise, but it does raise questions about inclusivity and advertising.
So we're mad about this now? Are we mad about this now?
I have to admit it was hard to watch a little bit. I
don't know. Can we? I want to discuss.
You gotta go watch the whole thing.
Let's discuss. I don't understand what the outroar, what the outcry is. It because she's genetically beautiful?
Well, kind of. So she was wearing the jeans, and she goes, "And my jeans are blue." And there were people saying, oh, so you think you're kind of better than everyone, essentially, or it was kind of.
So they're reading into that.
A little bit.
She's saying that.
Yeah, it's kind of an undertone, and people are interpreting that and saying, ooh, maybe American Eagle should have thought a little bit more about that. And yeah, it's an interesting conversation. You should definitely watch the whole thing. And
okay, yeah, I probably should before I make a comment.
I don't think she's even made a statement about it, but it's interesting. Let's just say that.
Okay, all right. Well, let me watch it before I say something, and then maybe I'll have an opinion tomorrow. Okay. Tune in on Daybreak because. If you've watched any of Daybreak before, you know I can have an opinion on something. Boy. All right. Have you had breakfast yet? I have not because I've been sitting here for 4.5 hours. Oh my God. IHOP is, I'm just teasing. It hasn't been that long. IHOP is capitalizing on a viral TikTok trend by unveiling its Lux Dubai chocolate pancakes. I don't know if that's it. Yeah. They're infused, get this, they're infused with Dubai chocolate flavors. Sign me up. Topped with a chocolate bar, Madagascar and vanilla infused whipped cream. And get this, here we go. Here's the coup de grace, 24 karat edible gold flakes. You can eat the gold.
Come on now.
Now, there's a catch. While they are worth more than $100,000. You just can't buy them. IHOP is going to be giving away free tastes of them on Monday at locations in New York, in Los Angeles, and drum roll please, right here in Austin. If you're one of the first 25 guests at the location on East Cesar Chavez next week, you'll get a stack for free. Everyone else would get it for $13 with no gold toppings. So the gold toppings is what makes it special. Now that's while supplies last. So Don't expect everybody to get it, but it's pretty cool.
I have to admit, I love me some IHOP, but IHOP and Dubai golden pancakes.
It's like IHOP is a diner experience. Why are we putting golden flake Dubai pancakes in a?
It's
like
just
a
everything's getting so bougie now, man. I don't get it. It's so weird.
This is why. This is why, because we're here talking about it. And most people are now going to be talking about that. Not because we are, but because those three markets are very popular.
Provocative. It gets the people going. Okay.
Right, exactly.
All right, maybe this could help the hot tempers around in some places, including cowboy camp, apparently. Dura-Dry and Coors Light are teaming up, or have teamed up, to launch a new deodorant. It's called Dura-Chill, and get this, it's already sold out, y'all. You can't buy it anymore. It doesn't actually contain beer. It doesn't even smell like beer. The scent is called Rocky Mountain Breeze because, of course, Coors is brewed in the Rockies. It's cold activated, so you actually keep your deodorant in the refrigerator. The limited edition stick sold exclusively on the Coors Light website and is sold out.
I'm just kind of spooked out the direction we're heading in as a society.
Yeah. Well, does that mean it's so, like, does it, I mean, I would assume it feels cold. Like, when you apply it?
I would think
you
that.
Stay cool? Or is it just kind of like on application?
Do we think beer smells good enough to rub it on our body?
Well, that's the thing. It doesn't smell like the beer. That's the catch.
Like Rocky Mountain Breeze or whatever it was.
The branding is the Rockies, because Coors is brewed in Boulder, Colorado, which is, of course, in the Rocky Mountains. And so I guess that was their tie into the flavor or scent. I guess scent is the right word.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I would wear a Coors Light, right? I mean, you're at the club, you got some Coors Light deodorant on.
Pulls it out.
Why not?
Right?
Strange times.
What was the thing that they did with they would like fill up the mug and then it was like, it had like the little color changing thing.
Oh, it was on the actual bottle would be blue. It's activated by.
It's blue, so it's kind of like that, cold activated.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're playing on the cold thing.
People are going to need their deodorant these next couple days.
Deodorant important, and
Please wear it.
Some Rocky Mountain Cool definitely sounds pretty good because we've been dealing with the triple digits now for the past couple days. Now, thankfully, our triple digit heat has been coupled with lower humidity, so that's been helping us out. It's been a drier heat since Tuesday that will start to change a little bit today. Today, we're going to start to transition into a more humid heat. Dew points already a little bit higher than this time yesterday, now in the lower 60s, but we still managed to reach 69 degrees out of the airport. We have about a 7-degree difference from the airport right now out towards Camp Mabry, which now sits at 76 degrees. The area of high pressure that's been right over our heads for the past couple of days is now beginning its slide off to the west. As it does so, this is what's going to promote what will be a return in humidity, a return in moisture, and then eventually out of the surface as we travel down by 18,000 feet. We've got this very weak front that's going to be approaching from the north. This won't bring us a cool down. No, it won't bring us a drop in humidity, but it will be close enough to pop up some showers and storms as we head into Friday, tomorrow, and the weekend ahead. Rain chances won't be very high, but we will be looking at some spotty showers and storms returning for your Friday afternoon. So if you're out and about, don't be surprised. Don't let it catch you off guard of seeing some of those showers and storms pop up, especially after 2 o'clock tomorrow. And then we'll continue with some isolated storms through your Saturday. Sunday right now looking a little bit drier, just about a 10% chance with 20% chance to see some additional showers as we head into your Monday. So timing things out for today, we keep things mainly dry. We'll be looking at a partly cloudy sky. I wouldn't rule out maybe just a stray shower out across parts of the far eastern coastal plains, Fayette County, Bastrop County, and Lee County. Most of us, though, no rain as we take you through what is going to be another hot one for your Thursday. Friday morning, we're kicking it off to what will be a nice dry start, and then we'll start to see those showers and storms pop up by the afternoon. So 2, 3 o'clock. Coverage will be hit or miss, but again, don't let it catch you off guard. If you're outside at that point in time through about 5, 6 o'clock, you may be running into a few of these showers and storms. We wind things down as we get into your Friday night, Saturday morning, dry to start. We do the same thing over again. I think coverage will be a little less for Saturday. The storms a little bit more isolated, but still during the afternoon, we will be watching for some spotty areas of rain. Rainfall totals to help things out, at least across those areas that still need the rain out across at least the coastal plains. Hill country, of course, coming off of a very, very wet July. Looking at an additional about a couple tenths of an inch up to a quarter of an inch or so are kind of our average totals here as we head through about Sunday evening. Highs today, 102 degrees is where we'll be hitting. So this is a little bit warmer than yesterday. We had 100 degrees on Tuesday, 101 degrees on Wednesday yesterday. Today, I think, should be the toughest day out of the heat at 102 degrees. And we're also, again, going to have a little bit more humidity as those muggies start to make a return. So it's going to lead to a little bit of a heat index today. Tomorrow, I think we still just barely reach 100 degrees. Most of us topping off in the upper 90s for tomorrow as we start a cooling trend as far as our air temperatures go. The thing is, though, the reason why we'll be a little bit cooler, it's because we have our higher humidity. It's harder to warm up more humid air than it is drier air. So we'll see those air temperatures come down, but the heat index, what it actually feels like, will actually be a little bit tougher compared to the heat that we have just had, feeling like 105 for Saturday, as hot as 106 degrees for that heat index on Sunday. Checking on your allergy count today, weeds and hickory low for today, mold at medium, 7-day forecast looking ahead towards the weekend. Showers and storms for tomorrow and also Saturday. Sunday, we see those highs come down back into the 90s. We'll be looking at a couple spotty showers on Monday and then dry again for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week.
All righty, I will plan accordingly. I've got some friends coming in from Dallas this weekend, so I'm gonna dodge some of the showers. It is 7:50, and I was really hoping they were gonna fully clear this out, but it looks like there's still one truck that's kind of slowing everything down from that fire much earlier. And you know, the stretch of I-35, it just really doesn't take much. So once again, if you are traveling southbound towards the Kyle area, we are still looking at a little bit of a backup out there near Yarrington, and that is all because of a vehicle fire hours and hours earlier. Unfortunately, sometimes it just lasts a little bit too long. But right now we do have 2 lanes that are blocked on the service road at 183 near Anderson Mill. And this is an incident from much earlier as well. And this is also one that's kind of just a little bit slow to clear it out. But as you can see, I mean, travel as far as the main lanes or 183 goes, looking pretty good.
Today, a joint Senate House committee will head to Kerr County to hear testimony from local leaders about the response to the July 4th flooding. Flooding response, a topic of this special session. KVUE has a crew in Kerr County today, and we'll have the very latest for you today on KVUE News at 4 o'clock. Today, volunteers will be back in Georgetown to help clean up in San Gabriel Park. The San Gabriel River flooded back on the 5th of July, left a big mess behind. They were cleaning up back on Tuesday. You can help out today. If you'd like to register, you can on Georgetown's park website. They'll start cleaning up around 9 a.m. And Big Texas boots on the way to the nation's capital. The famous size 96 boots headed to the Smithsonian American Art Museums for an upcoming exhibit on state fairs, highlighting how state fairs impact craft traditions across the U.S. The boots left Dallas Monday. They should arrive in Washington tomorrow. They should have had Amazon deliver them. They would have gotten there overnight. The exhibit runs through September of 2026. So either we're going to see his dogs out at the fair this year.
Not the dogs.
Or he's got some new boots headed his way. I bet they've got
Dogs for free.
You should see the size of this thing, though. You can hardly believe it when you get in there.
It
His
looks
voice.
massive. I mean, just from the video.
What year was it that he caught on fire?
Oh gosh, that was about 10 years ago, wasn't it?
It was the scary
fire.
Yeah, burned the whole statue down.
It was so freaky.
Yeah, it was scary.
That
Scary.
happened.
But he's back.
How did that happen? Okay, well, I'm very excited for the fair, though.
Yes.
I will say
it's
it
fun.
looks so fun. I've been following it. I mean, ever since before I moved to Texas. Followed it every year. The food always looks amazing, so I'm very excited for that. Yeah, we're heading into the month of August tomorrow. Today, the last day of July, and it's going to be a hot one, 102 degrees. I think today is probably going to be the toughest day of heat out of the week. We're going to start to see those temperatures come down a little bit for the weekend, but the reason why is because we've got higher humidity. It's harder to heat up humid air, so we're going to be back into the 90s, but still feeling like we're in the triple digits for Saturday and Sunday. We do, by the way, have some spotty showers and storms to look out for Friday afternoon and Saturday afternoon, and then again could see a few of those on Monday, but then dry as we enter Tuesday and Wednesday. Those highs right at our average at around 99 degrees.
Thank you so much for joining us here on KVUE Plus. We will see you again bright and early tomorrow, August 1st. Knocking on the door.
That's right.
We'll be there at 4:30 a.m. We'll see you there.